I remember, in March of last year when things started happening, we were kind of playing it day by day. We're taking it day by day. And then that turned into, all right, we're going to take it week by week. And then, okay, we're going to take it month by month. And then now, over a year later, here we are. Um, Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us again today. I'm Ken with Home Instead. And today, my guest is David Davis. In addition to being the director of the Memory Care Alliance of Northern New Mexico, an organization offering support to families who are living with the reality of Alzheimer's or other types of dementia-related illnesses, David is the president of the Santa Fe Healthcare Network, an organization that both he and I have served as board members on for several years together. The Santa Fe Healthcare Network is a unique group comprised of professionals working for a variety of organizations that most predominantly tend to serve our community's older adults. And I brought David on today to talk about the Santa Fe Healthcare Network, how the group maintained activity and offered support to member organizations and the community throughout this last year of the pandemic, as well as to talk about plans for the future of the network and how we can make a greater and greater impact for our community's older adults and for those who are helping to care for them. So thank you so much for joining me, David. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for those who have never heard of the Santa Fe Healthcare Network, can you talk a little bit about the group's history and offer a primer for who we are and what we do?
Yeah, I mean, the network's been around for about 10 or 12 years. I mean, it was started by some of our members who are still active today. And it was uh, put together to help folks network and get together and share resources. And over time, it's grown um, in size and the ability to have a more effective impact on the senior community. Um, it's a family, it's a team. We are a very tight knit group, I have to say. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. I'd agree with that.
yeah, I have no doubt that being a part of this network has helped people uh, get through the last year, not just professionally, but personally. And I think that's something that should be addressed uh, pretty high up on our achievements. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, speaking of, this last year, I think it's appropriate to say, at least with respect to the member organizations serving some of the most vulnerable when it came to COVID, I think it's fair to say that the organizations that make up this network are among some of the most impacted groups over the last year. And so, how would you say that you've seen uh, our member organizations impacted, and how has the network sought to support them during this time?
well, yeah, I mean, you're right. The people that we take care of in the community are the most vulnerable, and some of our members, um, in doing their job to take care of these people, put themselves in the line of fire uh, every day um,
Mm.
to take care of these people. And before we got on, I was saying that I was really worried. Um, uh, I was really worried that at some point we might lose somebody, uh, and I'm very proud that we didn't. And I think part of that uh, can be attributed, I hope, back to the network. We would have our mixers, we'd have our luncheons online, and ideas were shared.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What's working? What's not working? Um, so professionally, there was support for us all to learn together. I mean, there was no playbook for any of this. I mean, we were all making it up as we went along. But I think making it up collectively and making some decisions collectively uh, saved some lives. I think personally, um, the support we gave each other. Uh, I mean, we would have some very stressed out and tired and exhausted folks join us sometime, and they needed to be around somebody else that understood, myself included.
Yeah.
You know, um, I think our membership now, since we've gotten past this, we're stronger and closer and more dependent on each other than ever before.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that you answered probably my next question too, because I was thinking initially none of us really saw, I remember, in March of last year when things started happening, we were kind of playing it day by day. We're taking it day by day. And then that turned into, all right, we're going to take it week by week. And then, okay, we're going to take it month by month. And then now, over a year later, here we are. But we are starting to see the light, at the end of the tunnel. It's very exciting, seeing the vaccines being rolled out, the numbers going down. And so I know, I'm thankful for this too. You've been a proponent all along of just a hopeful perspective. One of the things that I think you've said several times in our network gatherings is put something on the calendar. Sure, we might have to end up moving it, but put it on the calendar, make some plans, have a hopeful, view toward the future. So in light of that, David, what are some of your hopes for moving forward at this point? Like, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to, that you're planning on uh, for the network?
Yeah, well, let me. I'm going to go back to something you just said. You are exactly right about us a year ago, just floundering. And I remember we had our luncheon in March,
Mhm.
and at our board meeting the week before, do we have this or not? I mean, and we were trying to decide up until the day before
Yep.
whether or not to meet, and we were it was kind of a mixed bag of uh, opinions. Uh, we decided to meet. We had our luncheon, and I think the week after, or maybe 10 days after, it was shelter in place.
Yep.
I mean, it just hit. I mean, it just hit like, I mean, we had our luncheon, and that was it. And um, well, what do we do now? you know, what do we do now? But again, the network is strong, and I'll have to say all of the board members are very strong. These Some of these things that we decided to do weren't necessarily easy, but collectively we held this together. I was kind of wondering if we'd have a network uh, after this. I mean, a lot of organizations have not survived.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We've not only survived, we've thrived. I think keeping everybody engaged, um, and coming back every month and staying engaged, networking among each other, um, when we're not at a lunch or a mixer, uh, has been enormous uh, uh, advance for us. So as far as moving forward, um, you know, I just set the first after hours mixer next month. We're going to meet in public. Masks will probably be on, but we're going to meet. In May, we're going to have our luncheon. Um, Kathy Etrie from St. Vincent's Hospital is going to talk about the uh, community assessment regarding the senior community to us all. It's back to normal. Uh, Maybe a little bit of a new normal, but we have to move on. I've said that from the beginning. You know, we have to stay together, and we have, like you said, we have to have something to look forward to. I started putting this proposal and consideration out the minute the vaccines hit the street. And we've had to wiggle around a little bit, but I think we're doing a good job. And I want to see the network grow. We lost a few members over the past year. I think that might be economic decision on their part. I certainly understand. I'd like them to come back. I'd like us to recruit new members. I'd like us to grow so we can have more of an impact on what we're ultimately about, and that's serving the senior community.
I really like that we've gotten, you know, in a real charitable sense, considering all those factors, we've gotten really creative about the financial aspect of becoming a member so that we can support folks to come aboard and have that benefit of these relationships, because it's not just, I mean, it's a small financial commitment anyhow, but if that would be the thing that would hold back an organization, we can get creative about that, because like you've already referenced, I think that these relationships, developing these relationships, it serves to improve the type of care in so many ways that people are going to receive throughout the community. So that's the ultimate goal. And so speaking of that, the Healthcare Network is a member organization. Membership's open to a wide spectrum of organizations providing healthcare or adjacent services to the community. Can you speak a little bit to organizations that are not yet members of the Healthcare Network and maybe highlight some benefits of becoming a member? I know we've already highlighted a few, but talk about some of the benefits of being a member and where they can find more information.
Yeah, and you were talking about the financial part of it, and we did get creative and kept some members. We offered our existing members from last year pay what you can. We didn't want to lose a member, so a few folks took us up on it. I mean, an individual membership for the year is $90. You get an awful lot for $90, but we were really at a point where some people, you know, we had a couple of folks in the network lose their business.
Mm.
We had a couple of folks lose their job or their income, and that's tough. And so you know, again, in the board, we felt like anything we can do to help them and support them. We don't want to lose anybody.
Yeah.
We'd like the ones that didn't renew, we'd like them to come back. But yeah, so an individual membership is $90. Corporate business membership is $225. That's for 3 people. We have a luncheon every other month with a speaker and a presenter. We've had some pretty good speakers. We've had Katrina Hotram Lopez from Aging and Long-Term Services has spoken. The mayor spoke to us last year. A couple of folks from the hospital. So we have good speakers. When I try and recruit folks to come talk to us, I want them to have something to say that everybody will benefit from hearing, whether it's about something going on in the community or a service that they need to know about. Gail Trotter from the state ombudsman spoke to us this earlier this month, and I think that was a good program. And then in the alternate months, we have an after-hours mixer at different locations in the community. That's playtime. We all enjoy just visiting with each other. talking to each other, seeing what's going on, again, personally and professionally. Um, but the overall benefit of being a network member is you're part of a team. Um, there is a very broad spectrum of members, and if you're working with a client, I don't know, whatever you do, senior related, they're going to need other services. They're going to need other uh, assistance at some point, and it's right there.
Yeah.
If a senior's working with one member of our network, they're kind of working with all of us. They've got all of that experience. They've got all of that knowledge and support. So that's important. It's important if you're working in any community. I think you need to know your peers. I think you need to know what's going on in the community. I think you need to know how to plug into that to benefit your business and to benefit yourself and get support. Some of the other perks is we have the annual caregiver guide, which just came out. This is distributed throughout the city in Albertson, CVS. Once the seniors open back up, it'll be there. But all our members are listed, um, and we just put an ad in the Healthy Living supplement or insert with the New Mexican. That's more marketing and publicity for you as a member. That ad's going to run 2 more times in the paper. We have a great website managed by a terrific guy. That would be you. But yeah, our website's nice. It's easy to look at. We keep it simple. We have to keep in mind our demographic. Seniors don't generally like bells and whistles, anything complicated. But our website is very easy for somebody to look through and find our members and find help. I mean, for $90, if you put a listing on your own for your business in this, I think it's $125.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
definitely a
So
better
for less
decision
money, you
is to
get
become a
6
member.
lunches, six speakers, 6 after hours mixers. You get more promotion and publicity. It 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 the big health fairs uh, that are held in Santa Fe over a period of a year. We usually have a table there. A lot of our members can't afford a $250 table at a health fair, but they can come and put their stuff out and be part of our table. And I think that's important. We have a mix. We have a good part of our network is the corporate folks, the bigger money, but we also have a lot of individuals who are small business owners and don't have a big budget to spend on networking or marketing. But they can do this. This is out all year long. This is a big tool for a lot of folks. And then all of the other work we do to promote our members' businesses. So yeah, for $90, I mean, you're not gonna. And I'll say something else. We're kind of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I
Uh,
like
we,
to have
we,
a lot of fun.
we have a lot of fun. We joke and cut up and be silly. I think that's a healthy part of our organization. We are not stiff or uptight about anything. We have a good time. When we get off work and go to the mixers, um, the tie comes off and we have a couple of drinks and eat some good food and we laugh and we carry on and we enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
very friendly group. It's a very welcoming group. And I'd say it's also a very genuine group. I think that you get to know the real people. I think that when I visited for the first time, it's pretty easy to be intimidated when you're visiting with a new group of professionals and you don't know what it's going to be like, and I've just really enjoyed over the years developing real relationships with people and feeling like I get to work, you know, with my friends.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. It is intimidating to walk into a room. Uh, it takes a little courage to step up and do that for a lot of folks. Um, I think we do a good job of making everybody feel welcome. Um, we want people to be comfortable. We want people to feel like they can use all the resources available. To other members. So yeah, so we would like folks to come to a luncheon. It's on us. Um, and we'll introduce you and make you feel comfortable. Um,
Yeah, we're actually going to be able to have lunch together.
we will have lunch together. Yeah.
Exciting. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to do this with me today, David. Is there any question I didn't ask you that you'd like me to ask you, or something, anything else that you'd like to share?
Uh, Nothing coming to mind.
Well, thanks so much for
Yeah.
taking this time. I think it's a great information for prospective members to understand the benefits of coming on board and hanging out with us. And
Well,
I think it's also just great to have this as something that can document, how we've actually pivoted and thrived throughout this difficult year. Because I think that, for some people, they felt all the while like they're going to look back on 2020 as this, you know, year that stings. They're going to be looking back on it as a wasted year. And I know that it was difficult in lots of respects. And there are definitely things that we'll probably continue to grieve over for a while. But for this group, for a lot of the people within this group, they've really pivoted and come together, and they're going to look back on it as a year of a special type of productivity and a
yeah,
special type of coming together, and it's going to look hopeful because of
yeah,
some of the things we've been able to do together. So I'm thankful
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Absolutely. So one last thing. So if somebody does want to become a member of the group, how would they do that? How would they go about that?
Yeah, well, probably the best way is go to our website. It's www.santafehealthcarenetwork.com and give that a look, and you can see who our other members are and some of the benefits. And you can click the contact button and send us an email. Uh,
Perfect. Perfect. Well, thanks again, David, for doing this. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon.
okay, thanks, Ken.
That